I started writing as a kid, and I'm still doing it. And
Hmm.
not that I wanted to publish it,
Hmm.
not that I was at that point, but like
Hmm.
I'm still doing that. I'm still exercising. Like I've always been exercising, and
Right.
then I've always been like educating myself,
Hmm.
like reading a lot and whatever. And then I'm super faithful when it comes to friendships or any kinds of relationships. That's
Okay.
stuff that I never give up on. Like
Right.
even if it was super healthy to give it up, I would always like hang on to
Yeah,
people,
that's that's
right?
that's always a thing. So I would. It's interesting because I do want to ask you about like hanging on to friends, like
Yeah.
beyond the unhealthy part. But I actually want to ask you about the real quick about the writing. Like
Mm.
when you say you don't want to publish it.
That's just the second thing that leads to the second thing. But
The
ask.
second thing, the
No,
because
no, no. Ask.
okay, because like I don't know, I do. I mean, I don't think this is the case for you, but it's always interesting to me that like sometimes people um, have these natural talents, and then th- they seem like it's there's something wrong with supporting. And I may have felt this way at one point in time too. There's something like that they find like distasteful about like earning money at what they do, because from what I understand, you used to have like a blog, and you had a whole stuff that you wrote, but
Yeah,
like
but this didn't have anything to do with me. This was just light entertainment.
oh, the
I mean,
blog.
of course,
the,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I
blog,
mean,
okay.
of course, with everything, like you being an artist, you know that whatever you do, you put yourself in that at,
Hmm.
to some point.
Hmm.
But then this blog probably was something like you have a lot of songs out that you find all right, but they don't really touch you or whatever, right? You made them
Yeah.
and it's cool, and you could live with people knowing you did that,
Hmm.
but it's not really your heart, right?
Kind of, sort
No,
of, like
no, maybe. Well, this is what it was for me with that blog. Like it
yeah.
was really done for me and it was fun,
Hmm.
but it was about superficial stuff. It was about Berlin nightlife and fashion.
Right,
So
right,
this
right.
is all superficial and doesn't have. Of course, I put stories in there that I or my friends or whatever,
Hmm.
shit like that. But that was all superficial and not really deep stuff. And
Okay.
the stuff that I work on or write about for like all my life is either really close friends' life stories
Yeah.
or like my own shit. And then part of me not being at the point to publish it is that I don't know if I am strong enough to have everyone know about my story.
Hmm.
Like people, like I don't care about strangers, but then people that I know but that aren't friends, like my friends know about my story and I
Hmm.
know they still like me because we've been friends forever.
Hmm.
But then there's so many people that you just know, and but you don't want them to know about your inner shit, right?
Hmm.
For me, it's like that.
Okay.
I
Now.
don't care about my friends. I don't care about my friends knowing it or reading it, and I don't care about my strangers reading it. But then there's like all these people who don't know you but think they know you, kind of
So
stuff.
the people, so kind of the people that matter the least.
Yeah, isn't that strange? But I always have that. Like even I talked about that with like one of my very best friends, um, who I know. Like went to school together, this filmmaker friend that you also never met, but I told you about.
You don't
Like
introduce me to anybody.
she and I, she and she and I went to the spa like that's been like a year ago or 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and we've been talking about like feeling comfortable naked around
Hmm.
other people, right?
Right.
And she's always been kind of shy and whatever, and I, you know me, I would just like
Hmm.
put myself out there and don't care, right?
Yeah.
And then we had the same talk. Like I was saying, like I don't mind, like I don't mind being naked around my friends, and I don't mind being naked around strangers.
Hmm.
But if I'd run into someone that I knew but like wouldn't call a friend at the spa,
Hmm.
that would be the moment that I would feel uncomfortable,
It's interesting.
isn't it?
It is very interesting. So, um, is is this something that you would want to change?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, the the being naked part of it doesn't
This
really
is the
influence my
naked part.
life,
Is
right?
who cares about that? I mean, I care, but I care, But it's like
Yeah.
I
So
want
this
to be
doesn't have any influence on my life, right? On my daily life,
no, and it doesn't.
right?
It doesn't have an. I mean, yes,
But I
if it.
do, but I definitely do want to. No, this would be a lie because if I definitely would do want to work on it, I would work on it, right? So delete that part.
Wait, work on what?
Like I was saying, I definitely want to work on my confidence to not be embarrassed or not give a fuck about what people think.
Hmm.
But then while I was saying that, I figured that if that was something that I would definitely want to do, I would do it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
obviously, I don't want to work on it.
Right, right, right. So,
Right?
is it in the reason why you would not want to work on it is because you don't want to confront it, you're afraid of it, or
Yeah, but what would I be afraid of?
well, this is. I mean, well, first of all, pretty much everything that everyone is afraid of is it's not necessarily always a
No,
rap.
no, I'm asking because I don't know. Like, what's the? I see there is a point, but I don't see the point.
Well, I mean, the point there is that there isn't necessarily like a point. Like
Oh,
it's
maybe I got it. Maybe I got it. So I don't care about what strangers think of me because it doesn't affect me, right?
mm-hmm,
Either I don't even know because they sit in their room and talk about me. If they read my book or whatever, if
mm-hmm,
they read my book, they'd be
uh-huh,
talking about it, but I wouldn't even know, right?
right.
And then the few people who would send me an email and be like, um, I really liked it or I hated it,
Mm-hmm,
would just be an email from someone, so no effect, right?
okay.
But then, and then my friends I know love me and would like, and I know they know I'm super sensitive, so they would be nice to me. Like they would criticize me, but in a nice way. I know that. But then probably my fear is
Mm-hmm,
with these people that know me and I come across super confident, but then I'm really not. This is probably the point. My fear probably is that people who think they know me have a way different picture of me than from what I'm who I really am.
right.
So they would probably be all straightforward and ask me about like they wouldn't even have to criticize me but just ask me about like, oh, I didn't know, whatever you want to talk about, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm,
And then probably probably talk to me about it in a way that I couldn't even handle, but then they would think it was cool because they have that picture of me being super confident and all, like not giving a fuck and whatever.
Hmm.
But then I'm really not that way. Like,
But
not always
but
that
does
way.
this matter to you? Like if
I don't know. I'm just coming up with that.
does it
Obviously, it does.
matter? Does it
What
matter
people
to
think of me?
you? Hold on, let me ask the question. Does it matter to you that the that these people have some sort of idea about you, like you want to maintain that they think that you're a certain person? Is that what it's about? You want to maintain that perception?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe this is like me being a product or something, you know?
You being a product of what?
Hmm.
Of what?
Of how I spend my life. Like
Mm-hmm.
that, that attitude I have, or that, that picture that people have of me that don't really know me,
Mm-hmm.
but just superficially know me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like people who don't know me would always think that I'm a super happy person and like always out and about and always in a good mood and always very loud and very open,
Okay.
and and they don't know shit, that like they don't know this other side of me, and maybe this is my my fear to like really put myself out there in the way that I'm not always strong and not always happy and not always, I don't know, you know what I mean?